And I got a Crossverses battle for you guys. And it's two groups going against each other. The first group is the 7 Dragon Slayers from Fairy Tale versus the 7 Dragon Slayers from Fairy Tale versus the 7 Deadly Sins from the 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Dragon Slayers that fought against Actologia are now fighting against the 7 Deadly Sins in a 7v7 fight. We'll take the first fight. First fight will take place in Fairy Tale. The next fight will take place in Britannia in 7 Deadly Sins verse. So the first fight, the strength goes to the 7 Deadly Sins. Like, I love the Dragon Slayers, but the 7 Deadly Sins got some operators over there. The first one being Meliodas. He's strong as fuck. He really is. He's really fucking strong. Like, he he was able to catch, like, this happened in episode 1. He caught a spear that was thrown from like way miles away, and he threw it back. He ended up, throwing around one of the 10 Commandments, slapping him around like he's like, lightweight, you know, and he wasn't even at full power, you know. Um, these Dragon Slayers, they could probably, they're strong too, but not like Meliodas strong. And Natsu is close to that, but not close enough. I wouldn't give it to Natsu just yet. And Noxus is strong too, but they also have Escanor. Escanor. We'll say that this fight takes place at. We'll say that the fight takes place around like 11:50 a.m. So he has the one coming up, you know, at some point in time. I'll give the physical strength to the 7 Deadly Sins. Speed goes to the Dragon Slayers. I don't like, they got Loxus on that team. He's fast as fuck. These 7 Deadly Sins characters, they're fast too, but not faster than Loxus. And Natsu's right there with Loxus. Rogue, he's fast too. He's definitely one of them fast ones. Um, Speed, I got the Dragon Slayers with that. Durability wise, I was gonna get to the Dragon Slayers, but then I'm like, ooh, fuck, Meliodas and Escanor, especially in his one form, like the magic power, that's not gonna do shit to him. Spells will just bounce off of him. But it's only for a minute. So they don't have to worry like, too much. But it'll be, tough. Durabilities is going to the 7 Deadly Sins. Um I keep doing that, sorry y'all, but endurance goes to the 7 Deadly Sins. I understand that Meliodas and Escanor fought each other like for basically half a day. I don't recall any of these Dragon Slayers fighting for that long in a battle. So I have to give it to them on that one. Um, Intelligence wise, I got the Dragon Slayers. I know people are gonna be like, but Gother's really smart, and he is a smart guy. But here's the thing. This is the thing that catches you off guard. They have Eric. They have Cobra, the Dragon Slayers. This man can read minds. He knows exactly what dude's planning and everything. He's like, attack that man. He's trying to like use abilities to like get into our minds and try to fuck with us. Fuck that guy up real quick. Don't let him get going. Boom, handled. Um, Experience goes to the seven deadly sins. Meliodas is old as fuck. He is 3,000 years old. And like technically like the dragon slayers are like 400 or some shit because it came from the past. Like half of them came from like 400 years ago. But 400 and 3,000 years that has actually lived experience. Um, yeah, there's no debating that one. Close skills go to the dragon slayers. You know, the dragon slayers like to get up close and personal. I ain't saying that some of these things don't, but I got them. They got some fucking hands fighters over there. Um, range skills, I'm also giving it to the dragon slayers when they output their dragon slayer roars. When they fucking combine that shit, which they might have to in this fight. Boom! They'll be fucking cooking through like half of the seven deadly sins. They gonna be dead. The weaker members of the seven deadly sins, they ain't making it out of this fight. I'll tell you that right now. You know, the only like kind of weak member is Bond, but Bond is still, like immortal. So, recovery goes to the Dragon Slayers. The Dragon Slayers. Oh wait, no, 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 no. No, no, no. I decided to give it to Seven Deadly Sins because Bond is immortal and he just, recovers, right? And he basically can't be beat, um, to like some extent. But there's a way to get rid of him. Um, they do have that kind of like power, but it would be hard to do that when they have like, because he's being backed by the other seven, so it's not likely to happen. Hacks though go to the seven deadly sins. I give it to them because yeah, they don't have dragon slaying magic to really fucking fuck these other the dragon slayers up more. But they also have a move called full counter with Meliodas, and that's a big fucking move. If you watch both series, that's gonna be hard to overcome. It ain't like it can't be overcome, but with everything that's going on and the people backing up Meliodas, uh, yeah, they're gonna have a hard time with that shit. Environment goes to the Dragon Slayers in the first scenario. We'll just say they're fighting in Magnolia. Um, but the seven deadly sins win this high difficulty. And then in the second scenario, in the seven deadly sins world, um, we got seven deadly sins winning for the strength. Dragon Slayers winning for the speed, durability going to the seven deadly sins. Environment going to the seven, or goddamn, the environment does go to the seven deadly sins, and then the endurance goes to the seven deadly sins. Intelligence goes to the dragon slayers. Like I said, Eric can hear everything they're saying. You'll let them know what the fuck's going on. Experience wise, the seven deadly sins. Close skills, dragon slayers. Range skills, dragon slayers. Recovery, the seven deadly sins, and hacks go to the seven deadly sins. Um, so they win that shit high difficulty in their world as well. The Dragon Slayers will put up a great fight, but in the end, um, superior endurance, better hacks in some ways because of Meliodas. Escanor is the one power. He'll probably kill some Dragon Slayers, but not all of them. He won't be able to kill all of them in 1 minute. Fuck no. Um, and another thing with that, like Natsu actually wins a fight against Escanor. So he gains power from Escanor's power, right? So that's going to keep Natsu in the fight longer. And so basically, as long as Escanor's alive, Natsu's also alive too. But the thing is, Meliodas is there. Lox is going to have to fight against Meliodas. That's going to be tough. Um, and that's where shit gets like crazy. We got Wendy trying to heal people, and also fighting against Merlin. But Merlin on the, like, low key, she's way, like, not even low key, man. She's definitely more experienced in the magic department. old girl Wendy, little girl Wendy, she just got enchantments. She just got that shit, right? So with her inexperience in enchantments, she can do a little bit to help, but not like like where as Wendy might be struggling to help, in a intense environment like that. Um, Merlin, she's already like, okay, I'll enhance this. I'll put somebody in a perfect cube. I'll do this. I'll do that. All this shit. She's a fucking problem too. You know, that girl. She's a fucking issue. Um, if I was using manga, you know, Fairy Tales, 100 Years Quest, these Dragon Slayers have gotten some upgrades. But as of right now, in the anime versions, I had to give it to Seven Deadly Sins. They're winning this high difficulty. Let me know what you think in the comments below, y'all. Be cool, calling on the corner.